While you won't find tales of hot babes in red, white, and blue bikinis roller skating around, openly carrying AR-15s while drinking and laughing and... never mind. But what you will find is the almost... Believe it or not, Donald Trump isn't the first to use the slogan, "Make America Great Again." Yet, it was the socialite from New York, the entrepreneur extraordinaire, that made this idea somehow believable and attainable for the average middle American worker. The mimetically challenged leftists and baby boomer majority that occupy Wall Street, big tech, and big government ignore the fact that millennials under the age of 40 have already lived through Y2K, 9/11, 2 major recessions, and a plague. Taken at face value, big deal, right? The greatest generation, they'd tell you, had it far worse. And that may be the case. But if you zoom out a bit, you'll notice the pattern observed by writers William Strauss and Neil Howe in their book, The Fourth Turning. Good times create weak people. Weak people make hard times. Hard times create strong people, and strong people make good times. And rinse and repeat. Just ask yourself, do you really think that if the World War II generation, those in their 20s and 30s at the time, were alive today, any of this nonsense would be going on? In the wake of Trump's presidency, the political outsider and underdog of 2016, we're now left with a large portion of society starved for truth and looking for answers. Instead of the kumbaya moments the above-mentioned calamities produced, with the exception of COVID, and probably because of it, we've retreated further into our respective corners. One of these corners is the wonderful world of MAGA-donia. But where is it? Where is this place? No, it's not a martial art or an Outkast album. You won't find it on television or in theaters. Don't bother searching the streets of Southside Chicago or the chop zones in Portland. Instead, pick up a copy of the Ayn Rand classic Atlas Shrugged and read it. Or read it again if you already have. While you won't find tales of hot babes in red, white, and blue bikinis roller skating around, openly carrying AR-15s while drinking and laughing and... never mind. But what you will find is the almost mirror image of the current state of affairs playing out in a story written many decades ago. One in which the wealthy, the biggest generators of jobs and income in society, begin to question the collectivist attitudes of the government and who ultimately go on strike to watch the whole socialist thing collapse. And that's what we've done, us regular folk. We donate when we can, support our veterans where we can, we homeschool and go to church, maybe fish and sip on a non-Budweiser beer with friends and family at picnics. And we support the parallel economy that's been created by conservatives. And we see you, California, New York, and other states, and think, to hell with them, they voted for it. But as we all know now, the ones that have been paying attention anyway, we are the majority. We were the middle, or the center-right, as you might call it. We're just silenced. And the politicians we supposedly elect don't reflect our values anymore. And elections are, well, you get the point. So maybe it's not that simple. Maybe we'll just have to daydream and drift off to thoughts of unmasked, flag-waving Wonder Women from the land before time in 2016 in a magical place called MAGA-donia. This is James Anthony reporting.
Thank you all for helping the James Anthony Report reach more than 20,000 views in just 5 months. 5 months. The James Anthony Report. Thank you all.
If you haven't hit that subscribe button, do it now.
20,000 views.
To help us reach millions. And stay tuned because
the best is yet to come.